What's up, family? Gerald the Bossman here. You're tuned into the Bossman Show on AM 1010, AM 1430, 1055 The King. Let the King out at 105theking.com and the Bossman Show at bossmanshow.com. Hit me up on Instagram, The Bossman Show, Twitter at Bossman Show, and Facebook, Bossman Show. It's the Bossman on your radio.
Listen to the Bossman Show with your host, JR, Saturdays at 9 a.m. right here on AM 1010, The King.
What's up, good people? Bet Online is your number one source for all your betting needs. The latest odds, lines, and matchup reports for baseball, boxing, golf, and more. Bet Online continues to be the fastest and easiest way to place your wagers, including live betting and your favorite casino and card games available to play right from your phone. Head to the website or use your mobile device to sign up today and get in on the action. Remember to use your promo code BELIEVE, B-L-E-A-V, for your 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. Bet Online, where the game starts. Bossman Show with legendary coach, South Carolina State Bulldogs coach Buddy Pough with me on the Bossman Show. Coach, looking great over there, man. How you doing, man?
I'm good, Jerry. How are you?
I'm great, Coach. Damn, talking to you, man. I got to ask you, Coach, man. I'm a son of a coach myself. My dad's at 84 years old, so I want to ask you, at what point did you decide you wanted to get into coaching, and what was kind of your why for getting into it, man?
Well, I got into it because I followed my mom around as a little boy. She was a women's basketball coach. She was a girls' basketball coach in high school and was a school teacher. So she, like you talk about dragging your son around, she drug me around, and I kind of, just kind of picked up on things that way. I played here at South Carolina State back in the early 70s, and after I got done, heck, I wanted to continue to play. I wasn't good enough to play at the next level. So, at that point, you start trying to figure out ways you can hang around the game. So I talk to kids all the time about the fact that, find something. That's been my total duty, for my entire career.
Yes, sir. And Coach, like you've been there, this is your 22nd year being the head coach, Coach. Like, can you believe that you've been there that long and that longevity of this business is the way it is?
No, I swear to you that I don't know where the time is gone. And, they say time flies when you're having fun. Well, that's kind of what's happened with me. And, it's at the point now where I think Christmas comes twice a year. I mean, it just seems to be just running through this part of my life. So I need to slow it down a little bit because I'm getting toward the back end. As Barkley said, I'm on the back nine. Well, I'm definitely on the back nine, and I'm hoping I'm not on 17. I need to be back over there close at about 10 or 11, but I'm probably somewhere in there, in between there, about 17, 18.
Hey, Coach, when I talk to my dad, he talks to me all the time how his players keep him young. My dad will be 85 years old next month. So, I'm almost 40. But my dad's players are always hitting him up. He's going to I'll take him to weddings, baby showers, players. Do your players keep you young, Coach, and give you that and coming to work every day to do what you do?
Of course they do. They kind of mold me. All coaches talk about the fact that players, develop over years, and you enjoy seeing them go from where they are, as high school guys most times, because you start knowing them in high school when you recruited them, and then you see them as grown-ups, when they get, when they get that degree and they come back and you see their families and all that kind of stuff. But, they mold me maybe as much as I mold them. I do a lot of stuff because they tell me to. That's just kind of how it works. So there are some things that I like to kind of give them credit for. There's some things that I definitely do not want to give them credit for too, though. So they got some stuff that I can't quite fit with, but at the same time, I do enjoy hanging around with the younger crowd.
And Coach, I had on the day earlier Sean Gibbs, Coach of Fort Valley. He talked about how those battles you and him had. He was an A&T man, and how he's a guy from Central as well. So, and what's up about Sean Gibbs, man? How he's matriculated in games as head coach there at Fort Valley, leading that program down there, Coach.
Yeah, these guys. You know what? He's down there in great football country. That southern part of Georgia. It's amazing. So you can imagine some of the kinds of young men that he's running into, down there. But Sean was up our way, before going down there. And it's and you expose in all kinds of ways to, different methodologies and I guess maybe cutting edge kinds of routines that these guys, Sean's and those kind of guys have been, responsible for. So, I'm pulling for them all, and we all want to see the very best for each other as we work through these careers and work with these young folks.
And Coach, let me ask you about your non-conference MEAC schedule. We know you're coming to Atlanta for the MEAC SWAC.
Yeah.
You're coming to play Georgia Tech. So talk about trying to use those 6 games prior to MEAC play to kind of fine-tune things to get ready for those 5 games that really count on that back end of your season.
Games, we go back and forth to Atlanta here, for a couple of weeks. We go from Atlanta to Charlotte, back to Atlanta. We come home and play the Citadel. We got Virginia Lynchburg. They seem to be kind of the odd man out in our league because they played almost everybody. We play Tennessee Tech. It is really an unusual schedule for us because we are missing some of our usual old steady standbys. I've never had a year here that I didn't play A&T or Bethune nor FAMU. That's a strange kind of scenario for us in the way that the schedule is set up this year. But we bring all of them back, I think, in 24. So when you don't have those guys, then you're really searching to find, who you do play, outside of our regular conference schedule. So, we're excited by the fact that we play these new guys. I wouldn't want to do it over and over again. If we can do it for a year or two the way we're doing it, that's okay. But, I need to get back to some normalcy sometime here before we get done. The Bethunes and the A&Ts of the world got to be around our schedule somewhere.
Now, hopefully you all play my alma mater, Tennessee State, sometime. That's why I went to school at Tennessee State. Hopefully you all can play them sometime in the future as well, do a home and home maybe.
We've been talking with them about a game, about a series, and I'm hoping that we can get it done. That's probably somewhere down the road when I'm done and gone. By the time we get to Tennessee State, I'll probably be somewhere in Never Land.
I hope not, Coach. I hope you stay forever, Coach. I hope you stay forever, man, in South State, man.
Mm-hmm.
But Coach, let me ask you, Coach, about the MEAC. I feel like you all, the 6 of you all together, are so strong, man, and the football up and down is so good. And it's very skilled and talented. And I feel like people overlook you guys because it's only 6 of you. But talk about your MEAC conference, how strong you are. Despite those defections, you are still strong.
Well, you better bet you we are. And I can tell you that Central was really good last year. If you go back and look at Central against some of their non-conference games, New Hampshire, some of those kind of folk that had New Hampshire won the CAA last year, then, you don't necessarily have a break in any of those conference games. And Central won the league last year, probably kind of going away. After we beat them early in the year, then they go on to win the rest of their league games and win the league. but Howard was really good, and Howard technically tied them for the championship because Howard only lost one game. Howard beat us up really bad up there toward the end of the schedule. But, right at that very end part of the game, at the end of the schedule, Central played Delaware State to a one-score game. It was a close game. They had to come back a couple times. I think there were 4 or 5 lead changes, in that game with Delaware State. And, it's one of those kind of deals where any of these teams, all 6 of these teams, Norfolk ended up being, at the back of the pack. They beat us the last game of the season. So, I can tell you that, that Central has picked to win the league this year. But you know what? I would say that everybody's got a shot.
And Coach, you know what, Coach? I'm not into those preseason polls. I don't know why they even do that because you don't know what nobody is. You just guessing. And Coach, because I played, and I have my dad's a coach. I don't buy into those polls. You don't know what we got until we on the field. I'll see you on Saturdays. We'll determine who's best, not because you a media person makes it up you think somebody's coming back and say somebody's going to be a certain thing. Coach, I hate those polls with a passion, Coach.
Well, let me tell you, that it's not how you start. It's how you finish. And
got that right.
You never know exactly how a season plays out. We got our best our most consistent wide receiver hurt in the Central game last year. And who's to say that was going to be the next game? Corey Fields, our quarterback, got hurt. So I can tell you that, a couple of breaks here and there, the next thing you know is you're a totally different ball club. So you don't necessarily know, and I can tell you that you better be careful because one of the breaks might take you out in a way where you didn't quite see it coming.
And Coach, how excited your team is, because I know last year was not the year you wanted to have. So how have you all been this spring and summer for us focusing in on being better and not let what happened last year happen again?
Well, I think our guys feel kind of responsible. We think there's all kind of reasons why it happened. Not necessarily just the fact that we lost a guy here, a guy there. We generally think that we always make next man up mentality in every situation and find our way on through it. This didn't happen last year. And so I think clearly focused in a way where we know exactly, the kinds of things that we got to do to pull together to make sure that we don't have happen again what happened in 22.
And Coach, my last one for you, Coach, is Coach. On this show, Coach, we love to eat, man. And so tell us some great food spots down there. But if we can come down there and watch you play, we can go get some great food and just some great hospitality down there for those Bulldog Nation.
Well, we're a big barbecue town here. We got pulled pork and barbecue chicken, all that kind of stuff. Couple places. D&B Fish, they kind of sponsor our first downs here. One of my buddies is the owner, a guy named Tyrone Dash. He's got a buffet set up. Those guys got everything from turkey wings to to fish and all that kind of stuff. And then you got we had the regular old barbecue, the old Calabash style barbecue houses here in this town also, the Duke's barbecue people. And they got just wonderful buffets. You pay about $10, $11, $12, and you can eat until you drop. It's one of those deals. So it's reasonable and it's really good. We are a mustard-based barbecue sauce kind of deal. It's a little bit of a sweet kind of a sauce. We think it's really good. If you go a little bit farther over in the Charleston to the PD area, you get Scott's Barbecue. Those guys over that way, and you see them in Family Living magazine. You see all of them in all the big national periodicals. Those guys have a vinegar-based kind of a barbecue sauce, kind of vinegar and pepper kind of barbecue sauce. And those guys, have a wonderful wood-fired kind of taste to their meat. And you can get that kind of stuff too. So, that's kind of what we have. That kind of stuff is the kind of stuff that we got here. And I can tell you that that it's really, really good. If you look at me, I'm sure you can see I've had my share and probably somebody else's.
Hey, Coach, hey, we all do, man. Hey, look, I love barbecue, man. So my favorite thing, and my sons here, my sons love brisket. Now, I'm not a brisket fan. My sons love brisket. I'm like, boys, I don't understand why you like that brisket. I like pork, pulled chicken, and turkey wings. That's what Dad does. I don't know where you get that brisket from. Maybe guy from your mama. I don't know.
That's them Texas guys, JR, that got that brisket stuffing, and it's good too. Let me tell you, I had some this past weekend. Some of my buddies had a little get together, and they had kind of a contest, and they had ribs and brisket, and they've been talking about this ribs and brisket for about 3 or 4 months now, and I finally got a chance to taste, their delights of sorts, and I can tell you it's good. I got no problem with it. You don't get to be like I am, being real picky,
Yeah, Coach. Well, Coach, I will tell you, man, it was a pleasure to meet you last week for the first time. Pleasure to have you on this show. And I look forward to seeing you later in August, man. I'll be cheering for you, Coach. You came on my show, others did not. So you got my full support, Coach.
Well, thank you. When you're 3-8, you look for all the support you can get, JR. So don't turn down a gift, man. I appreciate you.
Thanks, Coach. I appreciate you as well, Coach. Have a great night, man.
All right, you do the same.
All right. What's up, good people? BetOnline is your number one source for all your betting needs. The latest odds, lines, and matchup reports for baseball, boxing, golf, and more. BetOnline continues to be the fastest and easiest way to place your wagers, including live betting and your favorite casino and card games available to play right from your phone. Head to the website or use your mobile device to sign up today and get in on the action. Remember to use your promo code BELIEVE, BLEAV, for your 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. BetOnline, where the game starts. What's up, family? Jared the Bossman here. You're tuned into the Bossman Show on AM 1010, AM 1430, 1055 The King. Check The King out at 105theking.com and the Bossman Show at bossmanshow.com. Hit me up on Instagram, The Bossman Show, Twitter at Bossman Show, and Facebook, Bossman Show. It's the Bossman on your radio.
Listen to the Bossman Show with your host, JR, Saturdays at 9 a.m. right here on AM 1010, The King.